Alright, so every year, usually around September, Apple holds this massive event. Think of it as their Super Bowl, where they get on stage and show off all the new gadgets they've been working on all year. It's the day tech fans circle on their calendars, the moment when we finally see if the rumors were true and what new features we'll be talking about for the next 12 months. This year, on September 9th, 2025, they called it the awe-dropping event. And honestly, that name wasn't just marketing hype. They rolled out a whole new lineup that really changes the game, especially with how they're thinking about their different products. It's a big deal, because what Apple announces doesn't just affect iPhone users, it sets trends for the entire tech industry. This year's event was packed. We're talking about a total of 8 new pieces of hardware. They didn't just update their existing phones and watches. They introduced a brand new iPhone model that's unlike anything we've seen from them before. We got 4 new iPhones in total. Media Group, iPhone 17 close-up, person holding iPhone 17, iPhone 17 on display at stock at distribute _equally, the standard iPhone 17, a completely new iPhone Air, and then the high-end iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max. On top of that, they refreshed their entire watch lineup with Media Group, Apple Watch Series 11 close-up, person wearing Apple Watch Series 11, Apple Watch Series 11 on display at stock at distribute _equally, the Apple Watch Series 11, a more powerful Apple Watch Ultra 3, and a surprisingly feature-rich Apple Watch SE 3. And to top it all off, they finally gave us the AirPods Pro 3, which have some genuinely futuristic features. The presentation itself was classic Apple, slick, polished, and full of impressive-sounding specs. But what really stood out this year was a clear strategy. Apple seems to be creating more distinct categories within its product families. The differences between the standard iPhone, the new Air model, and the Pro models are bigger than ever, giving people more specific reasons to choose one over the other. It's not just about screen size or an extra camera anymore. They're targeting different users with different needs and budgets, which is a smart move. This shift makes the lineup a little more complex, but also a lot more interesting. As we dive into everything they announced, we'll break it all down piece by piece. We'll look at what's new with each device, what makes it special, and who it's really for. From the thinnest iPhone ever made to a watch that's literally 3D printed, there's a lot to unpack. We'll also touch on the new software like iOS 26, which brings a whole new design language to the iPhone. So whether you're planning an upgrade or just curious about the latest and greatest in tech, this is everything you need to know about Apple's biggest event of the year. Let's get into it. So the first big surprise of the day was a brand new model called the iPhone Air. This isn't just a renamed version of an older phone, it's a whole new category. The main story here is its design. At just 5.6 millimeters thick, it is officially the thinnest iPhone Apple has ever made. It feels incredibly light and sleek in the hand, almost like you're just holding a screen. To achieve this, Apple used a polished, recycled titanium frame and put its super strong ceramic shield glass on both the front and the back. They claim it's their most durable iPhone yet, which is a bold statement for a device this thin. It really feels like a premium, almost futuristic object. Under the hood, the iPhone Air is no slouch. It's powered by the A19 Pro chip, the same one found in the new Pro models, so performance is top tier. It also features Apple's latest connectivity hardware, including a new C1X modem for more efficient 5G and an N1 chip that brings Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6. This means faster, more stable connections that use less battery. Interestingly, Apple is pushing the eSIM-only design further, with this model not having a physical SIM tray in more regions, including for major carriers in China. Price starting at $999 for a generous 256 gigabytes of storage, it's positioned as a high-end, style-focused device. The camera system on the Air is also impressive. It borrows the 48-megapixel Fusion main camera from the Pro line, has a 12-megapixel wide-angle lens, and introduces a new 18-megapixel front-facing camera. This new selfie camera has a unique square sensor, and brings the center stage feature to the iPhone for the first time, keeping you perfectly framed during video calls. A cool new software trick even lets you record with the front and back cameras simultaneously, which could be great for vloggers. The 6.5-inch display is another highlight, featuring a Promotion XDR panel with a 120Hz adaptive refresh rate and an always-on display, ticking all the premium boxes. However, There are a couple of trade-offs to be aware of with this ultra-thin design. To keep it so slim, Apple limited the charging capabilities. The iPhone Air can only be charged wirelessly via MagSafe at up to 20 watts. While it has a USB-C port, that port is limited to slow USB 2 data transfer speeds. Apple says the battery is still all day, rated at 27 hours, and they've released a new exclusive $99 MagSafe battery pack that can extend that to 40 hours. The iPhone Air is clearly for someone who values design, portability, and a premium feel above all else. For years, the base model iPhone has felt like it was a step behind the Pro models, but that changes in a big way with the iPhone 17. The biggest news here is that Apple has discontinued the Plus model, so there's only one standard iPhone 17 this year. To make up for it, they've packed this phone with features that were previously exclusive to the Pro lineup. For starters, the display has been massively upgraded. It now has a 6.3-inch ProMotion Super Retina XDR display. That means you're getting the super smooth 120Hz adaptive refresh rate and an always-on display on the standard model for the first time ever. This alone makes the phone feel much more premium and responsive. The upgrades continue on the inside. The iPhone 17 is powered by the new A19 chip, which has a powerful 5-core GPU for excellent gaming and graphics performance. It also gets the new N1 chip, bringing support for Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6, ensuring it's future-proofed with the latest wireless standards. The base storage has also been doubled to 256 gigabytes, which is a welcome change, giving you plenty of room for apps and photos without having to pay extra. With a starting price of $799, and the older iPhone 16e sticking around for $599, the iPhone 17 offers a really compelling package for the price. The camera system gets a significant boost as well. The main camera is now a 48-megapixel sensor, with what Apple calls dual fusion technology, which should deliver much better detail and low-light performance. Just like the iPhone Air, it also gets the new 18-megapixel front-facing camera with center stage, so your video calls and selfies will look sharper and more professional. While it doesn't have the telephoto lens of the Pro models, the main camera upgrade is a huge step up for the standard iPhone and will make a noticeable difference in everyday photos. Finally, Apple focused on battery life and charging. The iPhone 17 boasts an impressive 8 hours more battery life than last year's iPhone 16, which is a massive improvement that users will definitely feel. When it comes to charging, it supports the new Qi 2.2 wireless charging standard at 25 watts, offering a nice speed bump over MagSafe. The USB-C port also supports faster charging speeds when paired with a new dynamic power adapter that Apple is selling separately. The only minor drawback is that, like the iPhone Air, the data transfer speeds on that USB-C port are still limited to the older USB 2 standard. When you get to the Pro models, this is where Apple really pulls out all the stops. The iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max are for the people who want the absolute best of everything, and this year the focus is squarely on performance and photography. Both models are powered by the A19 Pro chip, but they come with more RAM than the Air and a new vapor chamber cooling system. This is a big deal for power users and gamers because it means the phone can sustain peak performance for much longer without getting hot and slowing down. It's a true workhorse. The displays have been tweaked, with the Pro model growing to a 6.3-inch screen, and the Pro Max expanding to a huge 6.9-inch screen. A neat new software feature also lets you toggle off screen flickering, or PWM, which is great for people who are sensitive to it. In terms of design, Apple made a surprising change by moving away from the titanium used in the last generation. The new material hasn't been named, but it comes in a striking new orange color. However, the color choices are more limited this year, with only 3 options available and no traditional black or space gray model, which might be a bit divisive for some longtime Pro users. The camera system is where the Pro models truly shine. Both the Pro and Pro Max feature a triple 48-megapixel fusion camera system. This means the main, ultra-wide and telephoto lenses are all high-resolution sensors. The star of the show is the new telephoto lens, which offers a continuous optical zoom range from 4 times all the way to 8 times, equivalent to a 200mm lens. This gives you incredible flexibility for capturing distant subjects without losing quality. For video professionals, Apple has added support for ProRes RAW and a feature called Genlock, which allows you to sync up multiple iPhones for multi-camera shoots, just like a professional studio setup. Of course, all this power needs a great battery, and Apple delivered. The Pro Max in particular offers up to 39 hours of video playback, which is a staggering 6-hour improvement over the iPhone 16 Pro. The pricing starts at $1,099 for the Pro, with both models now beginning at 256 gigabytes of storage. For those who need an insane amount of space, the Pro Max is also available in a new 2 terabyte storage option for the first time. These phones are unapologetically high-end, designed for creators, professionals, and anyone who simply refuses to compromise on features and performance. Apple didn't just focus on iPhones, they gave the entire Apple Watch lineup a major overhaul. Let's start with the mainstream model, the Apple Watch Series 11. Starting at $399, it packs some serious health upgrades. The biggest new feature is blood pressure tracking. The watch can now monitor your blood pressure throughout the day and send you alerts for potential hypertension, which could be a life-saving feature for many people. It also introduces a new sleep score metric in watchOS 26, giving you a simple, easy-to-understand number to gauge your sleep quality. Plus, for the first time, the Series 11 now comes with 5G connectivity, so you can stay connected even faster without your iPhone nearby. Next up is the Apple Watch Ultra 3. The rugged high-end model for athletes and adventurers. The big story here is connectivity. The Ultra 3 now has 5G and adds two-way satellite communication. This isn't just for emergencies. You can use it for the Find My network, which will update your location every 15 minutes, even without a cell signal, and you can send and receive texts and tapbacks. It's a huge safety upgrade for anyone who spends time off the grid. The display is also the largest ever on an Apple Watch, with even smaller bezels and a new LTPO3 OLED technology that improves off-angle viewing, making it easier to see at a glance. Even the budget-friendly Apple Watch SE3, starting at just $249, got some incredible updates that make it a fantastic value. For the first time in the SE line, it now has an always-on display, a feature that used to be reserved for the more expensive models. It also inherits some key health sensors, including wrist temperature sensing for more accurate ovulation tracking and sleep apnea detection. On top of that, it now supports fast charging so you can top it up quickly. All three new watch models, the Series 11, Ultra 3, and SE3, are powered by the same new S10 chip, ensuring they are all fast and responsive. The design and battery life also saw improvements across the board. The Series 11 has a thinner design with more scratch-resistant glass and a longer 24-hour battery life. The Ultra 3, which has a cool new 3D printed case, pushes its battery to an impressive 42 hours of normal use, or 72 hours in low-power mode. By bringing premium features like the always-on display to the SE and adding groundbreaking connectivity to the Ultra, Apple has created a watch lineup where every model feels like a significant and worthwhile choice depending on your needs and budget. After a long wait, Apple finally unveiled the AirPods Pro 3, and they are packed with smart features that go way beyond just listening to music. The headline feature is live translation. With the AirPods Pro 3 in your ears, you can have a conversation with someone speaking a different language, and the AirPods will translate what they're saying for you in real time. This feature will also be coming to the older AirPods Pro 2 and AirPods 4 via a software update, but it's clearly designed to shine with the new hardware. Honestly, this feels like something straight out of science fiction and could be a game changer for travelers. The new AirPods Pro 3 are also turning into a fitness device. They now have sensors built in that can track your heart rate and estimate the calories you burn during a workout. This data is processed securely on your iPhone and integrated directly into the health and fitness apps, giving you a more complete picture of your activity without needing to wear a watch. The active noise cancellation has also been significantly upgraded, blocking out even more external sound, and they are now IP57 water resistant, making them more durable for workouts in the rain or sweaty gym sessions. Apple also refined the physical design. The AirPods Pro 3 are noticeably smaller than their predecessors, making them more comfortable for a wider range of ear shapes. They come with new foam-like ear tips, which are designed to create a better seal for improved passive noise isolation, further enhancing the active noise cancellation. To ensure a perfect fit for everyone, these new tips come in 5 different sizes right in the box. The smaller form factor combined with the better fitting tips should make them much more comfortable to wear for long periods. Of course, battery life is crucial for wireless earbuds, and Apple has made some solid improvements here as well. With the new AirPods Pro 3, you can get up to 8 hours of listening time with active noise cancellation turned on, which is a significant jump. If you switch to transparency mode, that number extends to 10 hours on a single charge. The charging case still provides additional power, keeping you going for over a day. Priced at $249, the same as the previous generation, the AirPods Pro 3 offer a ton of new, genuinely useful features that make them a very compelling upgrade. Hardware is only half the story at an Apple event. The other half is the software that brings it all to life. This year, we're getting iOS 26 for the iPhone, watchOS 26 for the Apple Watch, and updates across all of Apple's other platforms. All of these new operating systems will be released as a free update for everyone with a compatible device on September 15, 2025. The most talked about change is in iOS 26, which introduces a brand new design language that Apple is calling Liquid Glass. It features more translucent elements, glassy-looking buttons, and fluid animations. It's certainly a bold new look, and it has already been described as divisive online, but it definitely feels fresh and modern. One of the most fun new features in iOS 26 is a new customization option that allows your home screen icons to automatically match the color of your iPhone's case. It's a small touch, but it's a cool way to make your phone feel more personal and coordinated. Beyond the visual changes, the software is packed with new capabilities that power the new hardware. For example, the live translation feature in the AirPods Pro 3 is enabled by iOS 26, and the new blood pressure monitoring and sleep score on the Apple Watch are part of watchOS 26. These updates are essential for unlocking the full potential of the new devices. Apple is also being proactive with bug fixes. Even before the new phones are in customers' hands, the company has already announced that an iOS 26.0.1 update is in the works. This update is specifically planned to fix a camera bug that was discovered on the new iPhone Air and iPhone 17 Pro models. It's good to see Apple getting ahead of potential issues like this, ensuring a smoother experience for early adopters. The software updates also extend to older devices with features like live translation coming to the second-generation AirPods Pro, which is great for users who aren't upgrading their hardware this year. Overall, the new software suite feels like a significant step forward, both in terms of design and functionality. The liquid glass aesthetic in iOS 26 gives the iPhone its biggest visual refresh in years, and the underlying features add powerful new capabilities across the ecosystem. Whether it's the smarter health tracking in watchOS 26, or the futuristic translation services in iOS 26, the software is what ties all of this new hardware together into a cohesive and powerful experience. It's the invisible magic that makes everything work seamlessly. Beyond the big-ticket items, Apple's September event always includes a handful of smaller but still important announcements about accessories, product transitions, and services. This year was no exception. To go along with the new iPhones, Apple introduced a new line of cases. For the Pro models, there's a new $59 tech-woven case, which is made from recycled materials and has a really nice, durable texture. They also released a new $59 crossbody strap that attaches to their cases, giving you a new way to carry your iPhone. It's a practical accessory that seems to be aimed at travelers or people who are always on the go. With the arrival of the new, there must also be the departure of the old. As expected, Apple has officially discontinued several older models to make way for the new lineup. The iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max from last year are now gone from the store, as are the standard iPhone 15 and 15 Plus. This is standard practice for Apple, as it helps to simplify the product line and push customers toward the latest and greatest models. The iPhone 16e, however, remains in the lineup as the new entry-level option, providing a more affordable entry point into the Apple ecosystem. One of the most welcome announcements was about Apple's satellite service. The emergency SOS via satellite feature has been a critical safety net for users in remote areas. Apple announced that it is extending the free access to this service for all existing iPhone 14 and iPhone 15 users. This is a fantastic move that ensures more people can rely on this potentially life-saving technology without having to worry about a subscription fee kicking in. It shows Apple's commitment to safety features and provides real, tangible value to millions of its customers around the world. Finally, the event included a few other small updates. Beats, which is owned by Apple, also released a new collection of cases designed to match the new iPhone colors. We also learned that pre-orders for all the new iPhones and Apple Watches would begin on September 12th, with the devices becoming available in stores and shipping to customers on September 19th. These little details help round out the big picture, showing how Apple is thinking about the entire user experience, from the moment you buy the device to the accessories you pair with it, and the services that support it. So, when you take a step back and look at everything Apple announced at its awe-dropping event, one thing becomes clear. This wasn't just another incremental update. 2025 marks a significant shift in Apple's strategy. For the first time in a while, the company has created a product lineup where each device has a very clear and distinct purpose. You're no longer just choosing between good, better, and best. Instead, you're choosing between different philosophies. Do you want the ultimate in thinness and style with the iPhone Air? The best all-around value with the feature-packed iPhone 17, or the uncompromising power and camera performance of the iPhone 17 Pro? This new level of differentiation is a brilliant move. It gives consumers more meaningful choices and justifies the different price points in a way that feels more logical than ever before. The upgrades to the base models were particularly impressive. By bringing Pro features like the 120Hz promotion display and an always-on screen to the standard iPhone 17 and the Apple Watch SE 3, Apple has dramatically increased the value you get at the lower end of its premium lineup. This makes the entry point feel less like a compromise and more like a genuinely great product in its own right. The ambition on display was also remarkable. Features like live translation in the AirPods Pro 3, blood pressure monitoring on the Apple Watch Series 11, and two-way satellite texting on the Apple Watch Ultra 3 are not small improvements. These are major technological leaps that push the boundaries of what we expect from our personal devices. They represent a focus on practical innovation that can have a real impact on people's daily lives, whether it's by breaking down language barriers, providing critical health insights, or offering a lifeline when you're off the grid. Ultimately, the 2025 September event will be remembered as the year Apple redefined its product families. They didn't just make things faster or thinner, they created new categories and imbued each product with a stronger sense of identity. By offering a lineup that is both more diverse and more powerful across the board, Apple has set a new standard not just for itself but for the entire industry. It was a year of bold choices, surprising innovations, and a clear vision for the future of personal technology, and that's what makes it so special.